The Directors Community Leadership Awards honors civic leaders who make our communities stronger and safer. The FBI honors and celebrates these leaders. We would not be successful without the trust and support of each and every one of you. The FBI is proud to honor the recipients of the 15th Annual Directors Community Leadership Awards. The Albany Division honors Leonard R. Riccuti Jr. Mr. Riccuti, or Sergeant Lenny as the kids still call him, has been involved with the Albany Police Athletic League for 34 years, including serving as the executive director for the last 20. He ensures the program is a collaborative effort between the police and community that encourages and develops good citizenship, healthy lifestyles, and improves the quality of life in Albany. The Albuquerque Division honors the New Mexico Crusaders for Justice. The advocacy group focuses on supporting the community and families that have lost loved ones to gun violence. They help families navigate the legal system, advocate for tougher laws and criminal sentencing, and assist law enforcement with gun violence outreach initiatives and educating the community. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Sally Ann Shipman. The Anchorage Division honors Josie Hayano. Ms. Hayano's advocacy and human trafficking response efforts have enhanced law enforcement intelligence, collaboration, and training, and provided essential support to victims of human trafficking in the Alaska Native community. She also strives to bring justice to those who exploit victims. The Atlanta Division honors the Jewish Federation of Greater Atlanta. The mission of the Jewish Federation is to care for, connect, and strengthen the Jewish community throughout Greater Atlanta. The Federation's community-wide security program provides life-saving security training classes to members of the Jewish community. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Timothy Hemphill. The Baltimore Division honors the Salvation Army of Central Maryland, Catherine's Cottage. Catherine's Cottage is an emergency safe house in Baltimore that provides housing, hope, and healing to survivors of sex and labor trafficking. More than 200 individuals have received its services, including 35 victims of human trafficking in 2022. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Dina Jones. The Boston Division honors Tamer Cohill. Mr. Cohill is a prominent leader in Boston's Muslim community and has been instrumental in breaking down barriers among young adults and their perception of the FBI. He regularly coordinates outreach programs for the students in the community and works tirelessly to ensure the relationship between the Boston Division and the Muslim community flourishes. The Buffalo Division honors Reverend Mark Blue. Reverend Blue, president of the Buffalo branch of the NAACP, stepped in to address the community's needs, both emotionally and physically, after a racially motivated attack left 10 people dead at the Tops Friendly Market in Buffalo in July 2022. Reverend Blue leads the Buffalo 514 Survivors Fund, which distributed over $6 million to those directly affected by the shooting. The Charlotte Division honors Johnson C. Smith University. JCSU is a private historically black university with about 1,300 students in Charlotte. In support of the FBI's Beacon Project, an initiative to increase diversity and inclusion for underrepresented communities, JCSU was the first historically black university in North Carolina to host an FBI Collegiate Academy, which offers students first-hand exposure to the Bureau's mission. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Jennifer Joyner. The Chicago Division honors Books Over Balls. The nonprofit organization helps underserved and disadvantaged youth get off the streets and onto the basketball court, where they focus on community, education, and professional success. The program promotes higher education, financial literacy, career readiness, and civic engagement. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Darren Powell. The Cincinnati Division honors Safe Cincinnati, which serves as a community-wide initiative to improve the Jewish community's readiness to deal with security threats and natural disasters. In 2022, Safe Cincinnati amplified the FBI's publicity campaign encouraging victims of hate crimes to report these incidents to law enforcement. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Danielle Minson. The Cleveland Division honors Grace Leon. Ms. Leon serves as a crisis intervention specialist for Frontline Service, a nonprofit organization. She helped start a pilot program between the Frontline Service Traumatic Loss Response Team and the Cleveland Division of Police Homicide Unit. Ms. Leon lost her husband, Wayne Leon, a Cleveland police officer, to gun violence 22 years ago and has been committed to helping others in similar situations. The Columbia Division honors Building Better Communities. Building Better Communities has provided suicide prevention training to the community with an emphasis on the youth. The organization sponsored Let's Pray Together, an event designed to bring the community, law enforcement, and religious leaders together to provide awareness on the impact of gun violence. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Perry Bradley. The Dallas Division honors Family Support Services of Amarillo. The organization envisions a community where individuals and families are healthy, stable, and violence-free. In 2022, they offered assistance to 17 victims in an FBI kidnapping case. The victims were provided shelter, counseling, and eventually reunited with their families. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Luz Chavez. The Denver Division honors Janelle Goodrich. Ms. Goodrich leads From Silenced to Saved, a third-party case management organization that provides crucial assistance to government agencies in domestic sex trafficking investigations. She partners with FBI Denver to offer emergency services such as mentoring, on-scene presence, and risk and case management with individualized wraparound services. The El Paso Division honors Monica Tucker. Ms. Tucker is the founder of the Black Roundtable and Black El Paso Voice. Her monthly podcast, First Fridays with the FBI, discusses FBI national campaigns. Ms. Tucker's extraordinary contributions have helped bridge the historical gap between the Black community and law enforcement. Ms. Tucker assisted in launching the African American Community Leader Roundtable, allowing FBI El Paso to foster a deeper understanding with the community. The Honolulu Division honors Eola Pono Makapole. The EOPMK mission is to prevent and reduce youth substance abuse. Since its inception, the group has consistently addressed community concerns such as bullying, exploitation, and substance abuse by hosting community events at local public schools. EOPMK and the community work toward a shared vision of Kapolei as unified and thriving where people live a healthy and drug-free life. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Lolita Takeda. The Houston Division honors San Jose Clinic. The San Jose Clinic is a ministry of the Archdiocese of Galveston-Houston, a Texas Medical Center member institution, United Way partner, and leading healthcare provider. Their services to the uninsured and under-resourced in the greater Houston area have been a consistent resource to FBI Houston for victims of human trafficking referrals. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Lucrecia Montes. The Indianapolis Division honors Susanna Enslin. Ms. Enslin volunteers for various charities and nonprofits. She's passionate about community outreach and raising awareness for children's causes, as well as bridging the gap between private and public sector partners and law enforcement. Ms. Enslin delivers food for Meals on Wheels to homebound or elderly individuals. She took extra routes in neighboring cities during this winter's snowstorms to ensure no one went without a meal. The Jacksonville Division honors the Duval County Public Schools Parent Academy. FBI Jacksonville partnered with the Academy to host the Be Smart with Your Kids smartphone event. Aimed at preventing child exploitation, the program has developed into a highly publicized crime prevention initiative that provides guidance on the latest social media apps and technology. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Reagan Copeland. The Kansas City Division honors Carl Taylor. Mr. Taylor is a retired director of the Office of Global Security at the University of Kansas. He worked tirelessly for grant funding to create the University of Kansas Intelligence Center, which allowed the FBI to embed in the location. Mr. Taylor demonstrates his commitment to our nation's critical research and academic community by advocating for institutional security, educating others on the identification of bad actors and foreign influence, and promoting a positive working relationship with the FBI. The Knoxville Division honors Bob Johnson Insurance. Bob Johnson Insurance has partnered with FBI Knoxville to provide active shooter training to local church leaders. A total of 280 churches and 1,175 houses of worship staff have been represented in 3 active shooter presentations held throughout the Knoxville area. Mr. Johnson's agency has worked alongside and supported the Knoxville Division in accomplishing the mission of protecting houses of worship through education. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Ben Johnson. The Las Vegas Division honors John Waldron. Mr. Waldron is the CEO of The Center, which functions as the heart and home of the LGBTQ community in Las Vegas. He has provided diversity and inclusion trainings and briefings to the FBI, which helps the FBI and the communities it serves understand each other. The partnership with John Waldron and the staff at the center has proven invaluable as the FBI tackles issues and engages in dialogue that leads to cultural change. The Los Angeles Division honors Pastor Gregory Sanders. Pastor Sanders believes that along with effective community police partnerships, the greatest tool against violence and aggression is the commitment of each of us to become an even more caring neighbor. He has worked to prevent prostitution, gangs, narcotic activities, and youth violence. He has provided free laundry days and Thanksgiving meals to families in need. The Louisville Division honors Asia Institute Crane House, which promotes the community's understanding of Asian cultures and heritage through education, outreach, and the arts in Kentucky and neighboring states. Crane House also combats anti-Asian sentiment. The organization partners with dozens of Asian communities, academia, local governments, businesses, law enforcement, and the FBI to create a more culturally aware and safer community. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Joel Buno. The Memphis Division honors Mauricio Calvo. Mr. Calvo is the executive director of Latino Memphis, a community advocacy group that focuses on helping people from Spanish-speaking backgrounds. Mr. Calvo leveraged his relationships to reduce the awareness gaps the Hispanic community had about law enforcement and educate law enforcement about issues of concern in the community. His involvement with Memphis's Community Engagement Council led to the creation of the Law Enforcement Cultural Awareness Series. The Miami Division honors the 5,000 Role Models of Excellence Project. Founded by U.S. Representative Frederica S. Wilson, the organization's goal is to intervene in the lives of young male students and provide alternatives that will lead them away from a life of crime and violence. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Congresswoman Frederica S. Wilson. The Milwaukee Division honors the Franciscan Peacemakers. The street-based ministry is a community member of FBI Milwaukee's Human Trafficking Task Force. The organization provides healing for women who are victims of sexual exploitation, addiction, or homelessness. The Franciscan Peacemakers teaches area businesses, schools, and other community entities to recognize the signs of human trafficking. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Deacon Steve Chapelski. The Minneapolis Division honors Dr. Kenneth Snell. As a board-certified pathologist at Sanford Hospital and the Minnehaha County Medical Examiner, Dr. Snell determines the cause and manner of deaths in Sioux Falls. He also invests countless hours to train others, including tribal investigators, FBI employees, and young science students. Additionally, Dr. Snell has worked in partnership with tribal communities and the FBI for casework, evidence collection, and other critical response missions. The Mobile Division honors Dr. Cindy Gibson. Dr. Gibson is the Associate Director of Crisis Services at Alta Point Health Systems. Her passion is working with law enforcement where mental illness and criminal justice intersect. Dr. Gibson made great strides with FBI Mobile by providing mental health crisis training for all of the city's police force. Dr. Gibson has been instrumental in the development of FBI Mobile's Threat Assessment and Threat Management initiative. The Newark Division honors ADL New York, New Jersey. ADL New York, New Jersey maintains outreach and relationships with federal, state, and local elected officials to address fair and just legislation on civil rights issues and ensures victims of crimes are protected. Their outreach is not limited to the Jewish community and works to build important interfaith and intergroup relationships. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Scott Richmond. The New Haven Division honors Thomas Johnson. Mr. Johnson founded Whalers Helping Whalers, a nonprofit organization that provides prepared meals and other donated items to needy families in the area. Mr. Johnson, aka Chef Tom, has distributed over 600,000 pounds of bulk food and over 37,000 prepared meals to those in need in the New London community. The New Orleans Division honors Jennifer Ray. Ms. Ray's work with the Greater New Orleans Human Trafficking Task Force led her to develop and implement a law enforcement case investigation sharing system that further assists the FBI's work on human trafficking cases. Her efforts have helped improve coordination between law enforcement, prosecutors, and victim service providers. The New York Division honors Learning for Life Greater New York Council. Learning for Life is a Boy Scouts of America affiliated organization. Through their Explorer posts, youth learn how to make positive decisions for themselves, their families, and their futures. The New York Division has sponsored Explorer Post 2060 since 2000. Special agents volunteer as mentors, emphasizing leadership and service. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Travis Smith. The Norfolk Division honors Robin Mankell. Ms. Mankell is a critical liaison between law enforcement and the community. As Chief Program Officer of the Jewish Community Relations Council, Director for the United Jewish Federation of Tidewater, graduate of the FBI and the Virginia Beach Police Department's Citizens Academies, and is a founding member of Hands United Building Bridges, she is uniquely positioned to help close any communication gaps and build trust in the community. The Oklahoma City Division honors Catholic Charities of the Archdiocese of Oklahoma City. In recent years, they spearheaded the resettlement of approximately 1,100 Afghan refugees in the Oklahoma City area, coordinating local, state, federal, and private efforts to ensure refugees felt safe, self-sufficient, and well integrated into the community. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Patrick Raglow. The Omaha Division honors 75 North. The nonprofit is dedicated to facilitating the revitalization of a healthy, sustainable, mixed-income community in the Highlander neighborhood of North Omaha. The organization works to break the cycle of poverty and community deterioration by creating partnerships to create high-quality housing, thriving schools, recreational facilities, and neighborhood enrichment amenities. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Lasha Goodwin. The Philadelphia Division honors Elisa Darrow. Ms. Darrow, a survivor of domestic violence and who once lived in a shelter, founded Angels Community Outreach, a nonprofit that provides services and clothing to families in need, victims of domestic violence, and the homeless. Through her continued efforts, the outreach maintains a storefront with a year-round food pantry and a clothing closet. The Pittsburgh Division honors Donta Green. Mr. Green is the Executive Director of the Trade Institute of Pittsburgh, where he works to help people with significant barriers to employment. Mr. Green helps the formerly incarcerated learn new skills and secure career opportunities with well-paying jobs in the trades. He is also the head coach of the championship-winning Westinghouse Academy football team, which incorporates homework and meals into the after-school and Sunday practice sessions. The Portland Division honors the Portland Area Canine Therapy Teams. The teams work with at-risk youth, crime victims including sexual abuse survivors, and convicted criminals who are beginning offender re-entry programs. They also offer comfort and relief to FBI employees and other law enforcement partners as they face workplace-related trauma. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Kathy Loader. The Richmond Division honors Dr. Zoe Spencer Harris. Dr. Spencer Harris works as a sociology professor at Virginia State University and as a social activist. Under Dr. Spencer Harris's direction, VSU established the Center for Policing Leadership and Social Justice. Her collaborative work at the center facilitates dialogue between diverse communities and law enforcement to promote understanding and transparency. The Sacramento Division honors the International Rescue Committee, Sacramento. IRC Sacramento provides opportunities and services for refugees, asylees, victims of human trafficking, and survivors of torture. IRC Sacramento is an important partner in coordinating opportunities to educate individuals about what the FBI investigates, while helping the FBI disseminate vital information to keep these communities safe and encourage reporting. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Rehan Arari. The Salt Lake City Division honors the Fort Peck Tribe's Red Bird Woman Center Children's Advocacy Center. The center promotes the preservation, intervention, and healing for victims of sexual assault and family violence to create healthier lifestyles. The Children's Advocacy Center also partnered with the FBI Victim Services Division to conduct a portion of Fort Peck Tribe's first Human Trafficking Training Conference. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Susan Parker. The San Diego Division honors Promises to Kids. Promises to Kids profoundly impacts and improves the lives of foster children in San Diego. The organization provides financial assistance and support for higher education, financial support to foster youth in times of crisis, and funding for an emergency shelter that houses over 1,000 children. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Tanya Terosium. The San Francisco Division honors Maha El-Jannati. Ms. El-Jannati is the founder and innovation director of the Islamic Network Group and is an important partner of FBI San Francisco. Ms. El-Jannati made presentations on Islamophobia to FBI civil rights squads and facilitated introductions between the FBI and leaders of the Islamic Network Group. The Seattle Division honors Father Andriy Matlik. He has provided selfless humanitarian services in the Seattle Ukrainian community. Father Matlik is a consistent FBI community partner and advocate and has used his leadership in the church and in the Ukrainian Association of Washington State to amplify FBI messaging on transnational repression. The Springfield Division honors the Community Lifeline Family Resource Center. The center is a nonprofit organization designed to transform the lives of urban youth and families by meeting their educational, physical, social, and spiritual needs. The organization collaborates frequently with FBI Springfield and helps crime victims' families with food, clothing, toys, housing, economics, and transportation resources. Accepting on behalf of the organization is Wavetta Granger. The St. Louis Division honors Michelle Lee. A viewer criticized her for, quote, being very Asian and told her to, quote, keep her Korean to herself. Instead of responding, Lee took the high road and launched the Very Asian Foundation. Ms. Lee turned a racist voicemail into nationwide pride for Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders amid a spike in anti-Asian hate crimes. The foundation has since established the May Book Project, a list of AAPI books, as a resource for libraries compiled by experts. The Tampa Division honors Jenna E. McKinstry. Ms. McKinstry created the nonprofit Smiles for Miles with her partner, service dog Coda the Fluff. Together, they've built a globally recognized social media platform that includes highlighting law enforcement's efforts to make communities safer. Ms. McKinstry is commended for designing a successful communication platform for educational efforts that assist law enforcement. The Washington Division honors Katrina King. Ms. King is the Senior Community Coordinator of the Empowered Community Opioid Project. Her family was one of 7 profiled in Chasing the Dragon, an FBI documentary on opioid addiction. Ms. King continues to share her perspective and experience and serves as a valued partner who forges strong relationships between the FBI and recovery communities. The Criminal Justice and Information Services Division honors Mark Bonamico. For over 40 years, Mr. Bonamico has been instrumental in the growth and development of North Central West Virginia, providing guidance and labor to area projects. As a founding member and past president of the Associated Businesses of Bridgeport, Mr. Bonamico helps coordinate the community's largest events to promote the rapport between small businesses and local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies. Thank you, and congratulations to all the recipients of the Directors Community Leadership Awards.